Hello, it is Phuong Skovgaard from 3E Community. Today I am working with Francis from GlobalNet 21 to interview Dhruv Patel, CEO of Nissai, who provide educational services to children from 5 to 19. Hello, Dhruv.
Hi, good
Thank you
morning.
for joining us today. And I appreciate that you just came in from Malaysia. So can you tell us about the programs that you have for the children?
Okay, so we provide education provision for young people from last year of primary to all the way up to secondary to A levels. These are primarily young people who have not been in education either through special educational needs, behavior, medically ill, or they just have been basically kicked out of the school. So we've been dealing that with last 15 years now.
So you are saying that you are dealing also with difficult children?
Yes, very difficult children, children with very anxious, so they might have mental anxiety or bullying as well. So it's a wide spectrum of children who we work with.
Yes. So the children, when they do your programs, how does it help them to move further with their career later on?
Well, we have a number of children, a number of young students who come in to us who have disrupted education. So we will then first will look at them and assess them to see where they are and whether they are capable of doing GCSEs and A levels. So we start them at a very basic and then see how they actually move forward. And in most cases, if they're capable of doing A levels, then they'll go into our A level programs as well. And then from there, we have a number of them who go to university. Those who don't go to university can also go into apprenticeships and traineeships as well.
So do you have a working relationship with companies or businesses who help them with training experience, or?
Currently, we are actually starting to look at working with local authorities as our first prime customer, because that's ones we work with in main cases. So they're the ones we're starting off, and from September we'll be officially be allowed to offer apprenticeships with those companies who already got revenues. So they've already got apprenticeship levy, and so it's only major large companies we can work with, or local authorities.
Yes. So if we go back a little bit, about 10 years, 15 years ago, what kind of aspiration did you get to create this group?
Okay, so previously we were working in the corporate arena where we found this software which allowed us to teach at a distance, and we had parents who were asking us whether we can help them with the medically ill children. So we decided to create a partnership with Workshare, and then we decided that we'd rather have our own teachers trained by ourselves, because we needed to have proper teacher training, proper systems in place. So we started off with primarily medically ill, and then as we've gone on, we've taken on more special educational needs, autistic, Asperger's, ADHD. So everybody who cannot attend a mainstream school are the ones who come to us.
Yes, can we just go back 2 minutes about you talking about different types of difficulties that the children could have? Do you have some specific psychologists or special teachers to help those children?
So all our teachers go through special educational needs training, and they actually are pretty good, because especially when you are like we're doing it right now, it's one-to-one and one-to-many. So the children who are on the spectrum love this because they don't have noise on the side, they can focus, and they can focus on the learning. So for them, it's a very, very good way of learning. We have young people. We've also created what we call the communities online, because and it's a very secure community. where because a lot of our young people were coming from home initially, they didn't have any socialization. So we have created a secure learning community. So we have things like children's debating club, book club, cookery club. We also got house groups where we have every student belongs to a house group and they can earn points for those groups. So there is a number of ways. Not only we also then have a place where they go to look for careers, safety, security, online. So we have got lots of community stuff going on as well as the learning. So we're looking at a whole holistic approach to learning, because at the end of the day, we have to transition them back into adulthood as well.
So I have to understand you correctly. You are talking about online community, but you also have on-site schools.
Yes, so we have in Nottingham, we wanted to prove that you could have a very uh, uh, blended approach to learning and vocational. So we created in Nottingham what we call Nissai Learning Hub, where we have physically children coming in there. And what we have there is a personalized approach. So we create a behavior plan as well as an academic plan and a vocational plan. And what they do is basically the objective is to get them into workplace. So we started this program in 2012, and over the last 5 years, every year, all our students have either gone into further education, employment, or apprenticeships. Without fail, so 100% success on that one. So they get their they get their online learning as well as physical face-to-face, both. It's a hybrid.
So can you confirm that if a child has a problem, that the child can't get into one school, that child could go to you and get help?
Yes. Yes, and what we've done also, we've just acquired a private school in Nottinghamshire called Lamas, and there we're looking at making private schooling for normal children very affordable as well. So we are looking at making it an affordable learning programs where we can, and this is something which we really want to try to get that across.
So what do you mean about affordable? So do they have to pay, or how does it work?
Right. So normally in our system, the NBA without the LAMAS, we try and get the schools and the local authority to fund them. Okay. And up to 18, the local authority and the schools have the 18 local authority, there is a requirement for funding them. Okay, where parents want to have their children privately educated, then we are looking at creating the LAMAS model, where they can afford to pay a very small amount of money for private education. They don't need to be special educational needs, or just they want a private education.
So now we are talking about children with difficulties and also average children who can get into the school.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're trying out two different models now.
Yes. So I understand it now that you have on-site students and you also have online students in the UK and globally.
Yeah.
So kind of something like school in the cloud or something.
Yes, it is. We have now students from Thailand who have joined our English classes. So what happens is that their late afternoons, they'll join our British classes here. So they'll be taught by a British teacher. So we got students coming from Thailand. We got students coming in from Middle East. And also now, hopefully soon, we'll be getting from Malaysia and Philippines as well.
So you are keen to bring people in from the whole world using your online platform?
Yes, in one case we are doing that, but in the other cases we are working in a couple of projects in Philippines where we are looking at helping those dropouts in Philippines to get better outcomes and better life chances as well. So we got projects going out in Philippines. We are starting another project in Bangladesh and also in India.
It sounds very exciting, but we have only about 15, 17 minutes. So I try to stick to the agenda, and then I'll come back to you if we have time to go to the projects that you are talking about.
Sure.
Yeah. So if we go a little bit back, we are talking about young people with difficulties, and you mentioned that 100% went further with their career, further education. So 100% of whom?
Well, these are the children who are in our Nottingham hub, right? So these are the children who have not been, who are basically told that do whatever you can. But we get them in and we actually work with them. We help with their behavior and modify their attitudes and get them hope. And we also give them some less curriculum, so English, math, science, and also vocation, which helps them to go on further. And it's interesting, when we get them, they're really not up to it. But when they come out of our operations, they're really well behaved and they have got really good self-esteem and everything else which a college would want or a local employer would want.
Perfect. Can you give kind of one example, just so people can try to relate to it if they have the use for it?
Okay, so we had a young lady who had a very severe case of epilepsy, and when she joined us, she was in year 10, and she could not basically, her behavior was very extreme, and she could not really concentrate. So we had a support worker as well with her who was there constantly just in case she had a relapse. But we got her really up to speed, and by the time she left us to go to the college, she was able to go into college now. So she's in a college. For 2 years, she was with us in our hub, and we managed to get her into the college as well. So that was a very good success factor for us, because this young lady was just not able to get anything done for herself.
So it is quite good results after only 2 years.
Yeah.
Yes. And now you try to prove the same concepts in Philippines.
Yeah, we're trying to prove the same concept in Philippines as well, that we can get young people who are actually not getting education, but we will work with our partners. So we're working with a couple of partners there they will provide the construction bits and we will provide the basic foundation learning for them.
So how well are you known in the UK? How many people know about you and come to you? Because I know one person myself. The child had been rejected from the school, and it is difficult for her to find a school for her child.
Right. So what we've been doing is we're hoping to work with people like yourselves to let people know and disseminate information. We are working with something like 80 local authorities, and in reality, all the local authorities in England should have us named as a local offer. So part of their local offer, they should have us on their website. Okay, so and that is a statutory requirement by the local authorities, by the government, to have us named as a Section 41 provider in there. So that's one way. If the parents want to look up and say, right, go to the local authority website and see who the local offer is. The other thing is that we are working with a number of charities like Potential Plus, Times Trust, and to name a few, who are actually working with us to make sure that this message goes out. And we are doing everything on social media, as well as we have a sales team both in-house and on the road who go to schools to explain what we do as well. So it's a big problem, and we're trying to get to as many people as possible. Yes, they should be looking at local authorities.
Yes, because I think that there are many children who are rejected by the school, and the parents are just left by themselves to sort it out.
Yeah, because you see, we've also found that in Nottingham, we have a service called Outreach Service, where children who are as young as Key Stage 2, Key Stage 3 are kicked out of school. So we provide a mentor who goes into picks up the child, takes a laptop with them, and they'll either go to a library or a museum where the mentor will be helping them get their soft skills up, and then online they'll be getting their English, math, science, and ICT as well. So they don't, and our objective with that kind of approach is within 12 weeks, hopefully we can either reintegrate them into the school, or if there is a long-term program, then we'll work on a long-term program. But again, it's personalized, and we're seeing many cases of that happening. We just started up as well in Barnsley and Rotherham, that service as well. So the local authorities are now are coming back and saying, look, we need something different. So if the
Yes.
parents can go to the local authorities in the first instance, that would be useful. Or they can
Yes.
contact us and we can work on their behalf.
Yes. So if they need help, they could contact you, and then you will show them the way to do it.
Yeah, we got a team who actually help lots of parents in the same position, because sometimes the parents are having really difficulty of their own and they don't know where to go, but we would help them and guide them.
Okay, it's a good thing. So just to be 100% sure here that I understand you correctly, you can help children with difficulties to get GCSE A level and move on with them.
Yeah, or whatever they're
education.
capable of, or whatever they're capable of. In some cases they might not be able to get GCSEs, but we can get them to functional skills level 2, whatever is right for them.
Yeah. So it's the good thing to know. So my last question to you is, what is your vision for the future for the children?
Well, our objective is very simple, is that we want to make sure we can help them and achieve and change their lives, really, because we can get them into employment as quickly as possible, then that's what it's all about, is that way that they can work to their best ability.
Yes, and you also mentioned about behavior before. So I also think maybe you're also part of it, so they can be a good citizen when they get older.
Because we want them to be the nation builders as well. They should be helping build our nation, right? So if we get them in the right way and give them the right tools, then they will help us build our nation effectively, rather than just be put on the sidelines.
Yes, thank you very much for coming today. And I think that maybe if we need anything else, and I will put up your website and your contact.
Yes, please.
If people need it, they will contact you directly and ask you a question, and because you know the process better than anyone else.
That would be great. Thank you very much.
Yes, and maybe you would like to do a webinar or anything else, then just let me or Francis know, and then we will try to help you and try to share the news with people of what you're doing, like the project you had in Malaysia and Philippines. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us today, Dhruv, and I really appreciate that you came in really with short notice from the trip. And good luck with your projects, and I'll keep in touch.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.